Okay. Let's hope this works. Yes, it looks like it works. Good. Excellent. Hello everybody. Mr. X here. I'm playing a video game today. Yeah, for once it's me that recorded this and not somebody else. I'll let Mario say what it is. Come on, Mario. I know you're going to say it. Come on.
Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing!
Yeah. Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing! Well, I am going to suck your blood! That's right, I was a vampire all along! I never knew that, Mario. Ever since Donkey Kong, I have been a vampire in disguise, and now I am going to suck your blood! Ho ho ho! It was all a joke! It was all a trick all along! All I want to do is suck people's blood. So, the truth finally comes out, Mario! I might have guessed after the two Draculas that you had in the Super Show, you were a vampire this whole time! Oh, oh, oh! Yeah, okay, that's enough of that. And this, if you don't know what this is Mario Teaches Typing, which is an old Mario-themed typing tutor game. Touch typing on the computer. This is very old. This is released. The copyright thing says 1992 on this. And this completely, perfectly legally obtained official copy that I don't have is one of the versions that doesn't sound like it's... well, it doesn't... The music that's playing does not sound like a bunch of... doesn't sound like a bunch of blips and bloops like the real old DOS version did, which goes... and it doesn't sound much different from what I just said there. So we're not playing that, we're playing this well, technically higher quality sounding music, but I think whoever thought it would be a good idea to put that boo 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 bit in is well, hopefully not making music anymore. But anyway, this is Mario Teaches Typing from Interplay Productions 1992. Man, this arrow is all over the place. Well, that's probably Cam Studio that's doing this. That's probably Cam Studio that's responsible for that. Anyway, this is Mario Teaches Typing. Hoopla! This is Merry Christmas Mario. Ah, you want to play games of Mario, yeah? This is Mario's not German. This is Mario Teaches Typing, which will probably be only be known to anybody that watching this from the giant Mario CGI Mario head that shows up in the sequel to this. For whatever reason, there's a second Mario Teaches Typing, Mario Teaches Typing 2, which is the one with the hideous head. The head that goes, moving on the ground, and... Shall I sing a song for you? When the moon hits your eye like a pizza pie when an eel takes a bite of your snout. That's amore. That Mario. You've probably seen him at some point, if you're watching this. But I'm afraid that he's nowhere to be found here. Instead, all we've got is that Mario right there. Slightly off-model Mario. All we got is him in his various guises, and occasionally, well, the sprites of Mario himself, which we'll be seeing later, because have a look on the far right here. These are the levels. These are the levels of Mario Teaches Typing. Sounds exciting, eh? Just look at that that grassy field out there of that freakish-looking sun that doesn't look like any sun that ever showed up in any Mario game. He somehow looks even more disturbing than the Mario 3 sun that tries to kill you. And there's a iconic classical Mario water level down there with that little generic white squid thing with black eyes that doesn't look like a blooper, or bloober as he might have been still being called at this point in the series. And there is a castle in a three-dimensional depiction of Bowser's castle, just like classic Super Mario Brothers. I guess this was ahead of its time actually, because this came out before Mario 64, so this was the first time we'd seen a 3D illustration of the castle, I suppose, in a game. But then again, maybe this isn't so necessarily modelled on classical Mario Brothers, even though it obviously is, because if you're listening to this music and if you're listening to this music that's playing, If you listen to that music, you might recognise it from Super Mario World, and that's because this Mario educational game, much like most Mario educational games from the 90s, takes all of its music from Super Mario World, because that was the most recent Mario thing at the time, and nothing but that gets acknowledged in anything. I've said this before, I've brought this up many times before. One of my oldest rants since the Team Sponkel revival started in 2014. Not that any of you knew about it at the time, but it had started then. One of my earlier ones was ranting about how all these Mario educational games only had music from Super Mario World. I'm going to prove that in here. But before we do that, let's have a look at the About section. Let's give credit where credit's due to all these twerps. As you can see, Mario is not voiced yet by Charles Martinet, in case you couldn't tell from that. Welcome to Mario Teaches a Typing! And instead he's voiced by Ronald B. Rubin. I'm not aware of anything else that Ronald B. Rubin did, except for this, but he did this. Charles Martinet wouldn't show up until... Charles Martinet wouldn't get brought on board until Mario's Fundamentals, which came out before Mario 64. Contrary to popular belief, Charles Martinet didn't start with Mario's Fundamentals. He started with... Charles Martinet didn't start with Super Mario 64. He started with Mario's Fundamentals. And nobody's heard of that game, but it came out first. Regrettably, they didn't get Mark Grau from Hotel Mario to voice him here, which I think... Or they didn't get him to do the Mario Teaches Typing 2 head either, which I personally think is easily one of the most tragic missed opportunities in Mario history. Sadly. But, oh well, we gotta just deal with it. Lessons. I've noticed there's a lessons credit. I also noticed the music is made in association with the Fat Man, who, if I'm not mistaken, that was the name of the composer of an old PC game called The Seventh Guest. A horror game with good music. So I don't know if... I guess that do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do is... There's something horrific about that, I suppose. Maybe that was the point. Fat Man. And help. Main menu help. From the main menu, you may select the different play modes available. The right edge of the screen lists the various modes of play. They are Outside Beginner World, Underwater Intermediate World, Underground Advanced World, Practice Expert Express, Report Card, View Progress, Next Go to Bed, Next Lesson, if you have looked at a student, if you have loaded a student. Then the next is your best option, as it will sequence you through. Look at this, there's buttons to press to move this up and down. How quaint. Well, at least it scrolls just from holding down the button. I'm impressed. I'm legitimately impressed at that. Then next is your best option, as it will sequence you through the lessons at a rate acceptable to you, allowing you to maximize your learning of these typing skills. If you are not ready for a world, you must first set your goal WPM high enough to qualify for that world as follows. Outside no minimum, underwater 10 words per minute minimum, underground 30 words per minute minimum, practice no minimum. To set your goal at WPM artificially, select the edit from the student menu after a student has first been loaded. Main menu, pull down menus. File, why do I do this? As if anybody actually wants to hear all this garbage, but you're going to hear it anyway. File, about, info, Mario Teaches Typing. Mario Teaches lowercase typing. For shame, Mario Teaches Typing help menu. That is not something that a beret-wearing English professor would accept. The typing being lower t. Tut tut tut. What are we teaching the kids 15 years ago? Good grief. No wonder you're all growing up to be smartphone persons. No wonder you're all growing up to be smartphone-obsessed, leet-speak thing, you little teenagers. You teenagers that grew up 15 years after this game was made. Get off my lawn. Help, view the screen. Demo, self-running demonstration. Keyboard, show a picture of the keyboard. Music, turn music on and off. Sound F/X, turn sound effects on and off. Speech, turn speech on and... Why would you want to turn the speech off? Who would ever want to turn the speech of that glorious Mario voice off? And all of his 4 voice clips he's got in the whole game, I think. Quit to DOS. I hope that in Mario Teaches Typing 2, the speech option just erases all your save files and quits the game, because you've got no right to be playing Mario Teaches Typing if you don't want the speech on. I'm a Mario Teaches Typing hardliner. That's the house rules around here. Student, new, create a new student, load a student from disk, edit a student's info, lessons, you may choose from various lessons available. Don't say any more about lessons than that though, Mario Teaches Typing Help Manual, but, well, that's the Mario Teaches Typing Help Manual. I could clip the leaf wrap, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, let's look at the keyboard. There's the keyboard. You can see this very clunky button looking... Just looking at those buttons, they just look painful to press. This was back when keys were thicker, and they were more high above the... More suspended in the air, I think. I don't think I'm making that up. I don't know what the colour... Oh, I see what the colours are. Look, it's the different... They've coloured the fingers depending on... They've coloured the fingers to match the keys that they're supposed to be touching. So that's good. I suspect that a lot of us might find out we're using the wrong keys to press certain buttons if we paid attention to that. Like, for example, I've always used that right shift key to do stuff. I never use the left shift. Always right shift. Even if I'm pressing the L here, I still find a way to get that right shift down. It's just how I do it. Never use left shift. Don't know why I developed that habit, but I did. There's all the options to change the music and sound effects, but I'm not going to do that. I think the time has come to make ourselves a new student. What am I going to call myself? I'm going to call myself... Mary. Yep. I'm Mary. And let's see now. Goal words per minute. Get lost. Mario Teaches Typing. Let's put 40, because that help manual helpfully helped us that we got to have it to at least something to get all the levels available. I think it was 30 it had to be, but, well, whatever. And we could pick Mario or Luigi, but we're going to be the princess, because she never gets any action. Ah. Luigi's got his cap off and that. Mario looks more like he's making that rock and roll symbol or whatever on earth it is, instead of his peace sign. Look at that. That clearly is his pinky and another finger. His pinky and his second finger. You can't tell me that's not the rock sign, whatever that is. The devil horns, which I read somewhere was originally intended as the first rock and rolling band that did that. It was actually meant as a much like the upside down cross was originally actually a religious symbol meant to express humility and piety. The devil horns that you kids probably all think is edgy and cool and extreme and stuff was in fact actually a religious ward against demons. I think. Don't think I'm making that up. Anyway, you never know with me though, do you? Hello, Mary. Hi, Mario. Unfortunately, they didn't get Robert B. Rubin. Wait. Ronald B. Rubin. They didn't get Ronald B. Rubin to read out every possible name that a human being might have to say that. Instead, he just continues to say that line that he says. Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing. He doesn't sound anything like Dracula. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't ask me where I got that from. We are now Mary, and if we edit ourselves, we can't change the lesson here, but we can go up to this little bar here and set the lessons to teach us the whole keyboard, because I know how to type, believe it or not. We're going to set this thing, we're going to crank this to the top settings, the hardest difficulty, and go through each of the things one by one. I think that's a good idea. That's what we're going to do with Mario Teaches Typing. Mario's got a big shadow. Look at Mario's shadow there. That's a black splotch. Oh, what? To continue with your lessons, press N now or click next. I think that Mario is concerned that I don't know what on earth I'm doing. So, it's time to appease him and start the game. Here we go. The whole keyboard. On your mark, get set, the radiators. And, oh, I just realised, actually, stuff this. No. Before I go on to that, I just remembered that if I go to the lesson times... There we go, let's fix this. I'm not spending 5 minutes on the underwater and the underground worlds. I might put in 2 minutes for the underground so you can see some of the fun-filled frolicking frantics that that happen in that world. You're going to be typing actual sentences in the underground as opposed to the other ones where it's just a bunch of garbage. What happens? It said that stuff happened if you went to edit, but that's just this. Okay, enough tomfoolery. Let's get to that. Right, let's start then. Let's get this gravy train rolling. Go, Princess Peach. And as you can see, it's not just a boring, normal, boring adult typing teach you to type program where it would be just a screen with text like Mavis Blooming Beacon. No, we're actually running along, bashing blocks by jumping up beside them and then higher than they are, and that makes the blocks go away. And running straight through turtles that don't look anything like Koopa Troopas. So, and we're all doing this underneath a sun with a really smug, non-Mario looking face, underneath some completely un-Mario-like looking clouds, over what's probably the most Mario looking thing in the whole game, which is the blocks, the bricks underneath us, actually do look kind of Mario-ish. Although I noticed that we're actually, the blocks that we're smashing look more like those blocks under the ground rather than the normal Mario blocks. So not terribly much attention paid to the Mario canon with this, but oh well. What? No, you stupid Mario, no. I said next. I thought you were going to take me to the water world, but you didn't do that. You knew too well to steer clear of overhyped movies that wouldn't come out until 4 years after this game. No, now we're onto the water world. We had a taste of the first lesson, which I didn't have enough time to say it at the time, but while the first lesson was... I'm concentrating on the letters here. Well, the first lesson was just single characters that you had to type at any given time. And it didn't... All the stuff that I was just describing got all of the Mario things wrong. I still thought it was nice. Right, so I pressed that button to get the circle there. The bubble, rather. I still enjoyed this game. I really liked it. It was nice. I still think this was a much better typing tutor than most normal typing tutors. For a child, at least. A bit simplistic with the words, but it was nice. One thing that didn't pop up in the first level is that you get bonus letters that sometimes appear at the bottom of the screen, like what happened with that bubble that came out at the bottom of the watery water here. And, oh, I made it! Oh, I see, I didn't make it to the goal words per minute in the first level. Well, that might be because it's pretty much impossible to do so. Now, this is something that nobody will tell you in the Mario Teaches Typing videos that already exist on YouTube, but you see that certificate there that you can print? Well, there is indeed a certificates option, and I can tell you because I played this game back in the day with a teacher who was able to print these certificates, and I got them. What it did was it actually, you can't see the certificate in the game, but if you print it out, it prints out a giant ASCII art Mario face. I'm not making this up. And it says, Congratulations! You successfully completed this part of the Mario Teaches Typing game! I was really bold. I was really pleased with that as a child. I was very happy to get those certificates. Unfortunately, they only printed out on a dot matrix printer, which probably doesn't mean anything to you. And honestly, it doesn't mean anything to me either, but that was a really old type of printer that worked with, I think, the printer used pins to punch the text onto the paper, or something really old like that. So basically, I don't think it's possible to print these certificates anymore, and nobody knows what the Mario certificates look like, except me. I think I might possibly still have them in the house somewhere, so maybe if I can hunt them down, I can put up a scan of them, and the whole internet can see, for the first ever time, what the Mario Teaches Typing certificates look like. I'm going to see if I can get that bonus bubble to pop up like I was talking about. Because I want to show you the bonus. I mean, I didn't come to Mario Teaches Typing! Ho ho! Hoopula! Merry Christmas! I didn't come to see this without showing off stuff like that. If you've ever wondered what on earth that Merry Christmas... There we go, I got it, yeah. Oh, sweet, I didn't even know about the diamond in the chest thing. Wow, well, that's what happens if you type in the bonus letter that shows up in the bubble. Isn't that nice? It's completely meaningless. You don't get points or anything for collecting those coins. I don't think it affects a thing. I highly doubt it, why is New York City just randomly and just a bunch of words and then New York City? Sure, why not? I also like that. I didn't even comment on what this level looks like. The non-Mario-ish seaweed and the non-Mario-ish fish following us. The non-Mario-ish clams. The most Mario-ish thing about this was probably the surface of the water. And ironically, that makes me think of the water in Yoshi's Island, which didn't come out for a few years after this. I don't believe that the lost city of Atlantis has ever showed up in the Mario universe either, but, well, except it has, because it's here. Is this game canon? Is Mario Teaches Typing canon? I think. Actually, I'm getting fed up of you, Princess. This is a 100% completion Mario Teaches Typing playthrough for YouTube. We need to do the real deal. Let's get the Ouija. There we go. Let's show off everybody. Now, what I'm going to do this time is go back to the first level and see if we can get the bonus to pop up here. Because you can get a bonus in the first world as well. And let's see if we can perform such actions as would allow that to happen. Come on, Luigi. Don't let me down. Mario Teaches Typing. I just realised a missed opportunity is that they don't have voice clips. Oh, plus, yes. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Radiators. Yeah. They don't get voice clips for Luigi and the Princess in this game, only Mario. That's a shame, isn't it? It reminds me of something, a theory that I'd thought of a while ago in Hotel Mario. You know how the famous toasters scene in Hotel Mario, and in all of the scenes that you can unlock by walking into one of the doors, like the toaster scene, the ghost cologne scene, they're all cutscenes that appear if you go in a certain room in the hotel. Well, Hotel Mario is 2-player, and Luigi can play as well. So, if Luigi were to walk into one of those rooms, would it play a Luigi-specific version of those cutscenes? I'm legitimately curious about that. But you know what? I don't think it happens, because Kiro Bomber, or one of these people, would have found that. They would have found it if it was there. I really want to believe that there was a Luigi version of the toaster scene, just like I still want to believe that there's an 8th hotel, because there was a legitimate rumour back in the day that there was maybe a secret hotel in Hotel Mario. And I don't think there was. There was a rumour, and there was even a cheat on GameFAQs saying if you complete the game in less than 2 hours or something like that, then you'd unlock the secret hotel. But whatever the amount of time was, you had to finish it, and it was impossible to do it in that time, I think. But well, anyway, here's the final level, and unlike the first 2 levels, where you're typing a bunch of letters and then words, I just noticed there's 2 spaces after the end of the sentence there. I know they do that in some things for some reason. It's not something I'm used to doing. Anyway, in this level, the final level, and the most interesting one, honestly, in terms of what's happening to our Mario characters down there, 3rd level has us typing out full sentences and even paragraphs and stories. Here we're writing about the American Sports League or something like that. NFC and AFC, these aren't words that mean anything to me. And I believe that they altered this, look at this is cute. A pipe that looks, again, nothing like a Mario pipe. But at least they tried, huh? At least they tried. I appreciate them trying. And you even get different things happening in each room of the dungeon. So that's nice. You got to be typing all this stuff to get through these obstacles, by the way. The thwomps in the first room. You get past each one for every sentence you type, I think. I believe that they changed the stuff that this level's text talks about in the different countries that this game got sold in. Because in the British version, it was talking about the Bayeux Tapestry, which is an old English tapestry from 100 years ago. And the American version talks about, as you see, the NFL and I think it talks about slavery in the 1800s, because the run button commentators that talked over this started having a big political rant in the middle of Mario Teaches Typing about slavery, and that's what I remember from that. I'm hoping that I can get through this this sports American whatever. Oh no, what? The key that's actually marked the hashtag on my keyboard is not the one that this thing considers to be the hashtag. Fantastic. Ah, come on, do something, Luigi. There, which one of these stupid keys is that? Oh wait, I did it. Goodness knows what it was, but I think it's safe to say that the 136 errors that I just picked up are probably not going to get me through. Oh no, I thought the errors would invalidate the speed that I was typing at, but no, this is you must now type 140 miles per minute on the add numbers lesson. Get stuffed, Mario Teaches Typing. Congratulations! You're not going to get your blood sucked! Well, I can click on certificates, and it claims I've not earned any certificates, even though I have. You stupid ROM. You legitimate and completely above board copy of Mario Teaches Typing. Please don't arrest me, cops. The police are not going to come banging on my door. Please, believe me, police. I did not pirate Mario Teaches Typing. Don't arrest me. Well, I thought the practice mode didn't have actual real sentences, but it turns out it does, and it's talking about the movie industry of the 1930s or something like that. It's talking about early movies. Mario. It appears as though Mario himself is an early movies aficionado, because just look at his face up there, he's happy. Oh yeah, I didn't finish the tangent that I started earlier. You see, I don't forget everything I start. What was I talking about? I'm not even joking, I've forgotten. Yeah, I was going to say earlier that... I've forgotten again. I'll think of it eventually. Yeah, that's right. The Hoopla! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! If you've ever heard me doing that and you wonder what on earth it is, then, well, I'm not completely sure myself, but there is, on YouTube, someone has a YouTube poop of Mario saying all that nonsense. And it seems to be, apparently it comes from the Australian website, of all things, the Australian website for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which got taken down, it seems. But for whatever reason, Nintendo apparently got Charles Martinet to record himself going on about Happy Birthday and Merry Christmas, specifically on the Australian version of the New Super Mario Bros. Wii website. And I was enjoying that. I was enjoying reading about Pluto, which isn't even a planet anymore. Supposedly. I think they changed it back, I heard once. I don't think they actually did, though. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. But in that, you can hear Mario going, "Hello, Bowser! I just want to wish you happy birthday! Hoopla!" But the YouTube poop version made it sound like he was saying some most shameful things, I must say. I highly doubt. Well, assuming it was a YouTube poop, assuming that wasn't just a recording of the actual website, I highly doubt it was, because Mario, let's just say that Mario said and did some rather some stuff that I feel Nintendo wouldn't consider appropriate for the children. But maybe I'm just an old stick. Maybe I'm just a boring old adult that doesn't get the kids. The kids can handle these sorts of things now. Maybe I just don't get it, kids. Well, with that, I think that I'm satisfied with Mario Teaches Typing. Oh, I forgot, I didn't show off the M himself, did I? Let's get the M. Yeah. Let's have a look at the M. Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go!
Whatever you say, Mario. Ho, ho. So, who wants to come with me to see the sunrise? Well, I'm not going to be watching the sunrise because I am Dracula after all. Ho, ho, ho. And I am the actual Dracula, so that means that if I see the sun rising, I will probably burn up and turn to dust. Unlike these modern vampires that think they are so great, all they do is sparkle when they are in the sunlight. What a bunch of pansies! Let me tell you, in my day we did not do such girlish things as that. Oh, no, we did not do that. Oh. This Mario's Dracula thing really doesn't make any sense, but I love it. Yeah! Ho ho! Merry Christmas! Actually, the sparkling vampires from Twilight that everyone makes fun of, they're really more manly than classical vampires because they don't die in the sun, they survive. So what is that? Who's the real macho man? Huh? Internet? That's my question. Edward Cullen is more strong than Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee combined. Yeah, very timely topics of discussion. Twilight, a book series that nobody's cared about for about 10 years. I think literally 10 years actually. As always, as appropriate for me, as usual, I'm about 10 years late to the party. Whatever fads are happening now, I'll find out what they are in another 10 years. And I'll do something with them when nobody cares. 'Cause that's just the sort of thing I do. Oh, what am I doing? I wasn't even paying attention to what I'm typing here, but it looks like it's a bunch of mathematical... This looks like some respectable chartered accountancy stuff here. Talking about having thousands of dollars left in your bank account and buying TVs. Oh yeah, of course, put the number of the television serial code as well. Trixie has 11 chickens on her chicken farm. I can't think of a better note to wrap up Mario Teacher's Typing on than the number of chickens that Trixie has on her farm. Good for you, Trixie. I'm really happy that you got your egg farm chickens.
Congratulations, you made it!
And with that, I think, with that really rather fast blitz through of Mario Teacher's Typing, I'm not aware of any secret things that happen if you click on stuff. You're not going to get some kind of... You're not going to unlock 5 secret levels that the programmers sure would have bothered themselves to program if they didn't think anybody was ever going to find them. But tell that to a small child that wants to believe that view's under the truck. I think that it's time for us to leave the happy world of Mario Teacher's Typing. And most likely never return. How sad, eh? Oh well. Farewell, everyone. Till next time. Blah!